Alright guys, it's going to be another long video, so hopefully you got your popcorn, your chips, or your peanuts, or whatever it is that you do. Basically me, well, kind of like all the above. We're going to check out the whole Avengers Infinity War set for a few reasons. For one, you don't have to wait every day to see them, because this is 8 figures, so you'd have to come back every day for 8 days, and that kind of sucks because you're excited to see them, excited to get them, and you don't really want to wait 8 more days for that to happen. So that's one reason why we're going to do them all. Another reason is because I really don't have the time to do 8 separate videos. So if I just cram them all into one really long one, and if you're like, well, the video's too long, well, this is how it's going to go down. So you can basically watch a little bit each day, which probably won't do that, but it's just a thought. Anyway, I'm going to go from my favorite to my least favorite figures in the set. I actually do kind of like this because there's so many new characters. Proxima Midnight from the movie. We don't have the comic book version. I wish that they did. If they're going to do these, what is it, the Black Order or whatever, if they're going to do these, do them all. Don't just do one. Do them all or don't do any at all. So please give me the rest of the figures in this set. Basically what we have here is looks like an all-new mold, a new character, win-win. Really looking forward to this one. Then we have my second favorite in the set, Serpent Society. I don't know why it doesn't say King Cobra on it anywhere. It just, I guess they don't want you to know who he is. Well, anyway, he's King Cobra. He's awesome. And he's basically just a repaint of a Green Goblin with a few extra parts. But he's a new figure in our Serpent Society. He's a new character in our collection. And I was really looking forward to it. Glad that we finally got it. Then you have Songbird. Once again, it's basically a repainted character, a repainted figure with a couple new parts. It's a new character in your collection. It's kind of like a win-lose because it's new, it's old. But first time ever getting Songbird. So definitely looking forward to her. And then it just slows down. Like the brakes hit. And then we go to Iron Spidey, at least for me. It's a new costume, same old Spider-Man. I think it's a new mold, or mostly a new mold. It might be all new, but it's kind of new, and it's kind of like a win. So I like him too. Then you have the Iron Man, which is like, oh great, another Iron Man. And he doesn't even come with a build-em, and if you had to buy the whole case to get it, then you got 2 Iron Mans. So hopefully you held on to one of those unmasked heads. So if you don't sell them on eBay, you can display one with or without a Tony Stark head. And we will try that out later in the video. To me, it looks like a brand new, 100% new character, or new mold, old character, but it's Iron Man. Like, if you're going to give me a new costume, I definitely want this thing on my shelf. And then it slows down a little bit more. You got Captain America. I'm not sure if this is a new costume or not. We will find that out in the video. I'll pull out a few of the other ones. We'll do some comparisons, and we'll figure it out together if this is new or not. But it's just another Captain America. And the whole unmasked thing, I don't get it. Like Thor doesn't wear his helmet anymore. Now Cap's not wearing a mask. I like him with the masks and the helmets and stuff. I care about Cap. I really don't care about Steve Rogers. You know what I'm saying? And then it just totally takes a shit. At least for me, Taskmaster. Didn't we just get a Taskmaster? Did any of you guys out there going, God, I wish Marvel Legends would make a new Taskmaster? I don't think so. I don't know why they did this. Probably just because it's a bunch of reused parts. Maybe a new head. Not much. We'll find that out because I have the other ones. We'll do some comparisons. Let's get into them. Alright, so we got them all opened up. We'll kind of review them as a wave. And then when we're done with that, we're going to do them one at a time, do some comparisons, check out any articulation if there's anything new, which Proxima Midnight, I think it might be one of the first female Marvel Legends with double jointed elbows. maybe that'll start us up for at least 5 minutes about that, because I myself like the single elbow. But who knows? Maybe it's something new. Maybe it's something they just tried once. Maybe they just did it because she's the size of a man, baby. But who knows? So you got Proxima Midnight, brand new mold, brand new character. Of course, we wish we had the comic book version, but we don't. And now we're just sitting here praying to baby Jesus that we get the rest of the Black Order. That would be amazing. Then you have right down here, King Cobra. Old mold, new character. Kind of a win-lose, but really happy to have in my collection. Then Songbird. Once again, old mold, new character. They almost made one of these things like a few years ago, but for some reason they pulled the plug and we never got it. Then you have this THANOS, and I have really mixed emotions about this. And yes, they are in order. So obviously he's my 4th favorite figure in the set. Everybody said it before. His head looks like a grape. His head looks freaking ridiculous. Like, come on, guys. Like, that thing just looks stupid. And then the whole thing with like no armor, I don't know. They're going for a new look. I'm glad I have him. Does he look great? I mean, I guess it's just the head that just really kills it for me. Then you have Iron Spidey. Where is he? Just like 5.5 inches tall. We didn't even check THANOS. He's almost like 7 3/4, almost 8 inches tall. You look down here, let's just kind of do a size comparison with Proxima Midnight. He's just a little bit taller than her. And then you have Tony, and I had to buy the whole case, so I ended up getting stuck with 2 Iron Mans. And if you happen to have the boy band Tony head, yes, it will fit on there. I actually had to heat it up a little bit to get it on there. So now I have 2. I have boy band Tony, and then I have regular Iron Man. But hey, it's a new mold, it's a new costume, it's kind of a win-win. Then you have Captain America, and I don't know, am I the only one? Like, I'm just kind of over getting Captain Americas at this point. Like, how many of these toys do we need? Because with Iron Man, I understand the different suits. With Captain America, I don't even know why they changed the suit. Like, I'd be totally cool if they put him in the same suit, the original suit for every movie, but for some reason they don't. I'm pretty sure he's an all-new mold, but we're going to find out. I'm going to pull out a few other ones, and we'll check that out. And then you have Taskmaster, and it's just like, dude, I don't understand where this came from. I just don't. We just got one. I think we have 2 really nice ones. One of them even came with interchangeable heads. So it's just kind of weird that we got another one. So overall, as a set, like this thing, this line, this set is really awesome, because it's basically, to me, everything is about new characters. Whenever I get a new character in my collection, that means everything to me. That means that more than a good sculpt or a good paint job or new body parts. It's just a new character really is what does it for me. So you basically have new character, new character, new character. It's movie, it's kind of 50-50 new character. Is Spider-Man in a new suit, Iron Spidey? That's not Iron Spidey to me, but I still really like the toy. Anytime I get a chance to get Iron Man in a new suit, it's definitely a win for me. Cap, and then Taskmaster. So overall, to me, this is a really good set. Really, the only figure that I don't like in this set is that Taskmaster. Alright, we'll start down here at Proxima, and we'll work our way down. So if you need to skip through to see the character that you want, there's your guideline, because this is going to be a long one. Alright, so here's this Proxima. I'm really happy to get her. Really digging this. First off, we'll go ahead and start with the weapon. I'm not sure if this is exactly what it looks like in the movie, because I haven't seen the movie, but even if it isn't, I think it looks pretty cool. It's gold. It looks like it kind of has a little bit of a black wash. It's kind of like I really like the texture of this plastic. It doesn't seem like it's going to warp. It's not too stiff. It's not too soft. I'm definitely digging that. Let's go ahead and check the face out really good, because I was like really on the fence about this face. Like, these things are like her horns. They kind of blend right in. Gosh, she's just, yeah, because I thought she was going to be hotter than this. Like, she's kind of manly looking, especially with that big giant body, but definitely cool. Wasn't really what I was expecting. I was expecting something a little bit more feminine, like kind of hot, but you kind of have like that weird like fantasy about her, but Yeah, it's not really happening for me right now. But as far as this toy goes, look, tons of sculpted detail. Man, they spend a lot of money on their movie line. Their comic book line, however, well, you guys know how it goes. But all this sculpted in detail, so they can pretty much only use this mold for one toy only, and you're looking at her. And they did a really good job with her. No hole on the back, thank God for that, because just why would you ruin a back like that? Speaking of back, it's not bad, Proxima. Somebody's been doing some squats. The armor, just, God, that gold color is amazing. Let's go ahead and check out the articulation just because she's kind of new. The head is on a ball. Doesn't really move a whole lot because of the hair. The shoulders, I'm curious to see what this shoulder pad does. It moves, so that's cool. Bicep Swivel, they did that really well with the armor, at least on that side. Here you guys go. You guys ready? Double jointed female figure, and it actually doesn't even work that good, at least on this side. Let me check out this one. Boy, that was kind of like a buzzkill. Alright, double elbow. It works pretty good on this one. The armor kind of restricts it. So there you go. If you guys that keep asking for it, you finally got it. Hope you're happy. And now you get to look at these two big giant pins in the elbow. Well, there you go. You got what you wanted. As far as this ab crunch goes, there's no cut at the waist, which is something I like. I really don't like when they do that, unless they have a belt on or something to hide it. An ab crunch, there's zero. Okay, it's just stiff. A little bit of an ab crunch there, and it does turn, so that's pretty good, I guess. The thighs are real gappy, like, I don't know, it seems like, I wish that they were doing like those pull down hips where you can pull them back up and get them in there. It's just a little gappy there. It does turn at the thigh here, which that kind of isn't that bad. Normally that bothers me a lot. I guess it's all right on this one. The double knee goes all the way back. That works really well. And then, of course, you get those two beautiful pinholes right there. And then, I don't know, man. I just really wish I could get rid of that. And then on this one, they have this really big, like, hinge for the ankle. It has that big circle. And then, of course, the ab crunch. Ab crunch. Should I just say ab crunch? The ankle pivot. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to burn through this for this video. It isn't like an hour long because it's 8 figures and we got lots to do. Here she is. I freaking love her. I think she's a great toy. Really happy to have her. I don't really see how she could be any better. It's pretty much like a perfect action figure. For Marvel Legends, this is definitely a perfect action figure. I like her. Alright, now we got King Cobra and the Serpent Society, and it's just like I am really happy to see this team like transform and take shape. Like this is definitely something I've been looking forward to as a collector, as a nerd, as a Marvel fan forever. But with this Serpent Society, basically they're taking all the characters that they can easily repaint and throw them at you and say, hey, here's a Serpent Society. Like, there's actually really cool figures that actually look like snakes in the Serpent Society. Will we ever get those? Oh, man, probably not. Like, we're lucky just that they did a new cape and a hood and a new head. And the rest of it, I mean, God, you take a body like that and you're like, God, that looks like a one-off body. Like, who could you possibly reuse on a body like that? Because it looked just so original. It looks so King Cobra. And then you look and you're like, wow, okay. Well, Hasbro truly has no shame. Like you think that, like, as a toy company, like when you did something like that, you would kind of almost be a little bit embarrassed, but not Hasbro. They just bang shit out like that all day long, and they're like, look at us, like it's a good repaint, it's a great toy, buy it, because we are going to just run this well dry. Like, either way, let's check him out. Here he is up close. Really happy to have him, even though he's the same as Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, and Dread Knight, with a few little extra accessories. He has the hood that you can take the cape off. We're not going to, because why would you? Because that's like one of the only pieces that's really new on him. The gauntlets are new, at least I'm pretty sure they're new, but they're not really right. They should have like a little stinger deal on them. I don't know why they couldn't get that right, but apparently they didn't. It's claw hands, probably from Black Panther. I'm not real sure. I mean, they're claw hands, and I know that they're not brand new just for him. The rest of them, like you've seen this many times in the past, at least they put different boots on them. They didn't put the pirate boots on them. Thank God for that. I like him. He's a great toy. I think they actually did a really good job. The head sculpt on him, I like it. Like, let's keep going with the Serpent Society, because now you basically got all the boring characters out of the way. So now if you keep going with it, you actually might have to do a new mold on one of these things someday at some point, other than the head. The head. Here he is. I love him. I'm happy to have him. New figure, reuse, I don't know. I don't want to beat him up too much. I'm just glad that they made him, and I'm glad to see the Serpent Society grow. Hopefully it will get a little bit more exciting than a bunch of repaints, but who knows? It is. And then you have this Songbird. We almost got this thing a few years ago where they showed it at Comic-Con. It never came out. It wasn't as cool as this one, so maybe it was a good thing that it didn't come out. So you have her, and basically she was a bad girl. Now she's good, but she's still kind of bad. It's kind of hard to tell if she's good or bad. Either way, we have her. Now if we could just get all the other members to the Thunderbolts team that she was on, well, don't hold your breath on that one, because we're still waiting on the Inhuman. So who knows, maybe 30 years from now, if they're still making toys, we might get the rest of her team, but probably not. But I am glad that they made her. I think that she looks great. She does have a bunch of reuse stuff, but the belt is new. I mean, this is really all I asked for, guys. Like, I'm trying not to ask for a lot. A new belt. I think maybe these arms, I can't remember. I don't know if they're new or not. I'd have to dig into the collection. I'm going to go ahead and say that they're probably not new, just knowing Hasbro. And I'm just guessing. New shoulder pads, and of course the bird thing is new. And yes, why couldn't they have did a bird thing like this with Phoenix or Dark Phoenix or any Phoenix for that matter? That would have been awesome. And like, you pretty much just could have took the same exact thing, put a head on it, and I would have been totally cool with it, because we're so used to your burnout magic effects. If you did something like that, I don't think anybody would even complain other than myself. So here she is up close. We'll get a good look at her. The head sculpt looks really good. I'm sure it's one that we probably already have with new hair or even repainted hair. Has a belly button on her, which I'm not real sure how that works, because she has like a spandex suit on. But it does look good on her, so I'm kind of glad that she has it. The articulation on this thing, it's like, I don't know, like 20 other figures that you already have. So we don't need to go into that. Here she is, Songbird, first time ever. Really happy to have her. This line, man, you guys are doing pretty good so far. Then you have this Thanos, and isn't it weird that like the purple on his head is like the same exact color as the purple on the wood on my backdrop? Like, that is really weird. So I'm wondering if you watch this video, if it looks like his head is almost not on there, at least for a second, because that is like spot on to the color. I went ahead and pulled up the Thanos collection. Nobody can do it like Marvel Select. When they do a big figure, just stand back, Marvel Legends. You guys are not in the same league. Don't even try to compete. Hopefully they'll do a movie figure for they can show them how it's done. And if they do, I can guarantee you that the head won't look like that, because that just, God, that looks stupid. And if you guys weren't fortunate enough to get this one, don't even worry about it, because they're going to remake them. They're going to slightly change the color, and they're going to put a glove on them. So there you go. It's called Second Chance. Like, you know, whatever. You like, if you miss figures on Marvels, like, it doesn't really matter, because you know it's coming back out. Let's go ahead and, we got to do it, guys. We got to do it. Like, here it is. Like, let me get it down a little bit. Hold on, the camera is just a little, there we go. God, is that, like, the eyes are, I don't know, they're just black. God, that's just so bad. He's shiny, cheap plastic. That is the worst grin like that. Like, that's like the face that you make, like when you fart in a car and it's silent and you're just waiting for your friends to smell it, but you're trying not to laugh. That's the face that you make right there. Thanos, did you fart? is that what's going on right now? Like, you don't want your friends to know, like, that you did it? Like, because that face, you were definitely up to something, and it is no good. God, I wish you would have did one of these evil grins on him or something, because that mysterious fart face is just not working for me. As the rest of the figure goes, I think he looks really good. I'm hoping that they just give us this exact figure again with a different head. Hopefully they'll realize that they failed. Give us a new head with the helmet. Please give us that. This whole no armor thing, it's not horrible. I guess it's just the head. It's a brand new one-off sculpt. Looks really good. I guess it won't be one-off sculpt if they add armor and give us a new head. God, that would be good. I'd get 2 of these all day long. I wouldn't even be mad about it. Loved all the sculpted detail. Loved the sculpted detail on the arms as far as the back goes. They did a really good job on this toy, except for that head. Man, that thing is bad. Here's the Gauntlet. Paint job's a little screwed up. Here's the thing. Whenever you split a case of toys with your boy, just know for a fact that he's going to go through that thing, pick out all the good paint jobs, and leave you with the crap. That's basically what he did with me. Almost every single one of these toys has a blemish on it. And I can almost guarantee you that his do not. So here's the Gauntlet. It's not painted real clean, but hey, when you're second to the stash, it's not like I don't do it to him when I'm like hunting these stores and tracking these toys down. I can guarantee you that I take the better paint job. So what comes around goes around. As far as the articulation on this, we'll go over it real quick. I'm sure there's nothing new. The raisin head is on a ball. The ab crunch actually works pretty good. The shoulders, I guess those work all right. Bicep swivel, I wish that it turned at the glove, like up here, it doesn't. Wrist is really stiff on that one. Let me see, this one might work a little bit better. That's definitely gonna need some hot water or heater or something. It feels like that thing's gonna break, and it's a build 'em, so I definitely don't want to break it. The thighs on it actually look pretty clean. They're not too gappy. I love this little skirt deal, how it's like separate, soft, nice there. Does turn here at the thigh, which the seam is off. I could do without that one. Double knee, man, that moves really good for a big figure. I actually think they did a pretty good job on that. And the same ankles as always, up and down. Nice rocker. Really well done. I like the figure, hate the head, mixed emotions about this one, but it's one that I was definitely looking forward to getting. Alright, so I went ahead and pulled out a few of the movie Spider-Mans, at least the movie ones for him. Like, I didn't want to pull out for every Spider-Man movie. That would just take a really long time and be kind of pointless. And I went ahead and pulled out Iron Spidey for you can actually really see what Iron Spidey looks like. He doesn't look anything like this. Like, they put just a little bit of gold on the costume. They should have did a lot of red, and a little bit of gold, and then maybe, who knows, I dream of it, but hopefully these arms will like pop out of the back of his costume. That would be cool. Then I'll forgive everything that you've did. I'll call him Iron Spidey, and I'll be totally happy while I'm doing it. And then you have like these movie Spideys. This one was like kind of too dark. This one is like absolutely perfect. I can't believe that Hasbro did it. That's one of the best toys that they've ever did. God, that thing is just done so well. And then you have the homemade costume. I think that one is actually really good too. So if you're looking at this and you're like, oh, maybe it's just a bunch of reused parts, it's actually not. It's like a brand new thing. The head is new. I love the head on it. Well, obviously, I got the Peter Parker head on here because you just got to do it like that. And another thing, I wish they would have did a Peter Parker, like, just in street clothes. That would have been really cool. But you can see that the sculpt is totally different. This spider is sculpted on. Man, that's good. Just really well done. Got the butterfly joints on there. Really killing it with this action figure. All the stuff like this one, a lot of these lines are just painted on, which I'm cool because I thought that, you know, it just looks really good. Let's get him out of the way. You can see they're totally different. Now we'll get into him. All that little texture on there, painted super clean. Like, oh, hold on. I don't know how my buddy saw that blemish on his back in the package, but somehow he did because I still ended up with it. Other than that, this thing is painted perfectly. Just take a minute to look at the detail, the sculpted lines on the back. God, they can do amazing toys for it when it's for the movie, but then when it comes to the comic book, it's like we just get leftovers and table scraps. And it's like, well, guess what? Sorry, guys, we spent all our budget on the movie figures. So you comic book fans, you'll get the leftover. The boots are really clean. Everything about this thing is clean. And then look, check this out. Like, you know how they do that really annoying writing on the back of the leg and they should put it on the bottom of the foot? They kind of did it the same color as the toy so you can't see it from a mile away. So I definitely appreciate that. The articulation on this thing, I'm just going to go out and say that it's exactly like this one. So we're not going to go over it. He is a great looking toy. I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I was really looking forward to it. All right, so here's his new Iron Man. He's a new mold. He's a new suit. Like, you can't really go wrong. Really happy that I have it. I think that he looks great. He's a great action figure. I went ahead and pulled out a few of the other movie suits just for you can kind of see like a comparison. And like, I don't know why that one is so small. But he definitely is, and I think they did a good job. Like on pretty much all of these. Once again on the movie line, it's like they got an endless budget, and then on the comic book line, you're lucky if you get like a new head or, I mean, you don't even get really a new weapon ever, or you get like that same awesome magic effect. But here he is. We'll go ahead and check him out. He does come with these awesome blast effects that. I know the joke's getting kind of old. I think I've kind of wore that one out. But he gets him again, and they figure, you know what? Like Hasbro just thinks that we're like really stupid because if they paint it slightly a different color, it's like they won't notice. They'll probably think it's like a brand new accessory because it's a different color. Well, I got news for you, Hasbro. We're on to you. We know that you're reusing them. Okay, I'm not going to pull them all out because I've currently played that joke just a little too much lately, but I'll bring that joke back out as time goes on because they're going to keep reusing stuff, so I'm going to keep pulling the joke out. So since I got two of them, I got extra blast effects. Normally he only comes with two. He does come with extra hands. He's got the fisted hands, which I have on this one, and those things don't really look that good in any pose for that matter. They kind of should have did like some grabby hands rather than some fisted hands. But this thing as an action figure, I think it looks really good. The head sculpt on it, man, he's good. He's actually really good. I love this action figure. I love the design of the costume. I think they're killing it. All this line work, painted really clean, endless budget on the movie line. The only thing that sucks about this is that when SH Figure Arts or Comic Cave or somebody else makes it, I'm going to have to rebuy it, and then it's going to cost me $100 instead of $20. But in this case, it's $40. But I got a deal on them. So maybe it was a little less. I still got two of them. But I'm probably going to have three of them at some point. As far as articulation goes, we'll see if there's anything new. The head, go figure, it's on a ball. I love how they do that. On the shoulders, super stiff. Don't really go up all the way. It kind of seems like it catches there a little bit, at least on mine. Bicep Swivel done really well. Double elbow. Really stiff. Feels like it's going to break. Let me try the other one. It's double. Okay, that one works a little bit better. The wrist, same as always. The ab crunch. God, I love how they do that. Like, tons of movement, plenty of movement, love it. No cut here, which I'm glad. Like no like waist cut. God, that ab crunch is just so good. It's so well hidden. In fact, all the joints on this thing look really amazing. The only thing that I don't like is the pins, which someday, who knows, maybe, probably not. It's Hasbro. They're stick to what it. The thigh joint looks good. This one, I don't really see the point in this one because I don't see anybody displaying it like that. I'm not real sure why they do it. I guess a couple of you guys want it, so they try to make everybody happy. Double knee, once again, really stiff on that. Definitely got to loosen that up. Like, okay, there we go. That one worked pretty good. As far as the ankle goes, I'm sure it's going to be basic. Has a hinge, has a rocker. Really well done, really cool action figure. Got it. I mean, this is a solid line, guys. Like, definitely highly recommend this. We're getting down to the end here. It's kind of like Slim Pickens. This Cap, he's still a good figure. He's just another Cap. And like, when you have as many, and this isn't like all the Caps. These are just kind of like movie or movie-related Caps. So it's just kind of like, God, we got a lot of them. So as far as the movie ones go, gotta say, man, my favorite costume is definitely that one right there. Like, that one really stands out, nice and bright. That's Captain America to me. As far as the rest of them go, they kind of dirtied up the suit too much. Like, they just love using those dark colors. Like, that blue was so dark that it almost looks black, which I'm not real sure why they have to do that. As far as the rest of them goes, there's some cool ones in there, but I definitely like the bright one the best. Like, that one. Like, yep, that's Captain America. Definitely. Now let's check him out. He does come with this shield. It doesn't move. It'd be cool because I noticed like in the trailer, like this thing like pops out. This one doesn't. Who knows? It might actually turn into like his wrist thing. His hand holds it really good. Everything else about this. So if you're like kind of wondering, is this the same figure as the figure that I already have? Well, we're going to check that out side by side right now. So the heads are excuse me, the heads are obviously different. I don't know why they got that shiny paint on his like eyebrows or whatever. Like, they almost did a really good job. It's like some of their head sculpts now are like amazing, but I don't know, like they're just a little off with this one. As far as the rest of the costume goes, it looks 100% brand new to me. Looks really good, actually. Moving on down to the legs, I looked a few of them over, and it definitely looked like an all-new sculpt. But of course it does, because it's a movie line. I don't know about these boots, if these things are reused or not. I don't know. They could have put a little bit more paint on the boot, but I still think it looks pretty good. Tons of like hidden little texture in there. There's like kind of like a leather tone to it. Just really dark. I got a black star, which I kind of get. I like the dark suit on this one, but as far as the rest of them go, man, it should be like really bright. Has a glove on this hand. He also has interchangeable hands. You can put these two-fisted hands on him, but then he can't hold the sword, and I really like the glove hand. I kind of wish that he would have had a glove on that one. Maybe he does it in the movie, so they just gave him one glove hand. As far as articulation goes, nothing new here. It's Marvel Legends. It's just basically if the joints are going to be stiff or not. This one actually feels pretty good, and the joints are moving, but you could always heat them up if they're not. Just one last look at Cap. I like him. I mean, normally I don't like the unmasked head, but on this one, since we have so many Caps, and since they almost kinda did a pretty decent head sculpt, and plus if he had that mask with the beard, that would probably look a little awkward. Here he is. I mean, if you guys want to turn off the video right now, you're going to miss the pictures at the end, but you would also miss Taskmaster, which might not be a bad thing. Alright, so here's this Taskmaster, and let's be honest, guys. You let me know. Did we need a new Taskmaster? Me, personally, I would have rather had a character I didn't have, or just redo a different character other than a Taskmaster. To me, Taskmaster, he's not that big of a deal. He's not like he's Red Skull or Doctor Doom or Magneto or some like really cool villain. He's just like some weird, I don't know, like wannabe like Deathstroke villain or something. I'm not really sure, but here he is. Here's the one that just recently came out. I thought maybe it wasn't that recent. He comes with a lightsaber. He comes with two heads, so if you don't want him to have this look, you can put this head on him and kind of try to make him look like that, which I actually thought this head was pretty cool. It's like a metal skull, but it was very similar to this one, so I went ahead and went with this one. Normally, I would have bought two of these, but I already had a Taskmaster, so I kind of feel like I didn't really have to. Plus, it's nice to try to save a little bit of money from time to time. Let's look at these two side by side. This one's on a stand. Get him off because he tips over for some reason. So you can actually see the difference. I'd get the shield out of the way. Get him over here. As far as the head sculpts go, this is the new one, this is the old one. Alright, you got me. I kind of like the new one a little bit better. The hood doesn't really fit that good on the old one, it does on the new one. As far as the body goes, I kind of like the old one better with like the wrinkles in the fabric. It just looks like more of an original toy, not like a reuse of a toy. As far as the shields go, definitely like the old one better. It's got sculpted lines on it, painted clean, definitely like that. The weapons go, this one comes with like, what is that, like a pipe or something? It's kind of stupid, not really digging that at all. This old one also has like a sleeve in his back for like a sword or something. I don't know where that goes or what is in it. Alright, there is a sword back there. Looks like a lot of work to get that thing off. And it's probably not that cool, so I don't really know if it'd be worth it. As far as all the pouches go on the old one, done really well. Let's look at the holster on this thing. This one's like sculpted on the leg. This one looks like a slip-on. That's kind of what they do. I actually kind of prefer the slip-on stuff over the sculpted stuff. Like this one is also sculpted on, not painted really well. And then on the new one, that is like one of the slip-on deals. They didn't paint none of the studs or anything like that. They painted the buckles, but they didn't paint these little spikes. Kind of wish they would have. As far as the belt goes, utility belt, kind of like them both there. This guy's gun, that's definitely a cool gun. A little bit of paint on there. They definitely cared. Let's put him down. And as far as the new one goes, you get that weird cheap gold plastic. Let me do a little comparison real quick. If you're going to do gold, this is how it's done. That looks amazing. This looks cheap. So, not real sure why they went with that. The sword, it's a pretty cool sword. I mean, they could have did a little wash on it, something, dressed it up a little bit. Here he is. He's another Taskmaster. He's actually a pretty decent toy. I mean, a lot of reused stuff here. Maybe a little bit of new stuff. Probably more reused than new. Go ahead and put the gun back in his holster, or try to. Man, right at the end of the video. Oh, got it too. Alright, here he is. He has that peg so you can put the shield on his back. He does have a hole. You can put the cape in the hole. There's Taskmaster. He's actually pretty good. I just don't really feel as if I needed 3 Taskmasters, but I do have him now. That's the end of the video. If you're still watching this video, thanks for watching. If not, I understand. It was a long one. I already showed you the collection. Kind of did that as we went. Once again, thanks for watching.